Outer space, outer world, outer galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TVE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful Android girl surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a terminator, then I'ma have to terminate her. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Yeah. I'm with my dogs in my solitude. Watch my family grow from four to a multitude. Been living it below sea level, finna rise to another altitude. Been searching, seeking knowledge, but all the time I had the aptitude. I flipped my mindset to the switch to say I will not lose. Mama said them sticks and stones won't break my bones, I never bruise. Whenever it come to trouble, when the girls pull a tongue, we always cruise. I heard others out only get out for me, but it ain't no news. I got four in the door in Memphis so they can get the blues. If you need a few clues to blow off your under rules, send your compliment to the new girls I got coming through. Send your compliments to the new girls I got coming through. Outer space, outer world, outer galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful Android girl surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a terminator, then I'ma have to terminate her. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Outer space, outer world, outer galaxy with a different girl. Outer space, outer world, outer galaxy with a different girl. Outer space, outer world, outer galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. Yeah. What up? It's your boy, Jada King Hefner, and I'm back again for another installment of the Dog King Power Hour. Now, this used to be a consistent show every Wednesday, baby. But a lot happened in my life, and a lot happened with the construction of the show and everything. So, this is a rare occasion as of right now. Hopefully, as this becomes my full-time job again sometime very soon, I'll be able to do this show more and more on a consistent basis. But today is a special day. It's right before the holidays, man. And it's just something that I'm like, okay, I could shoot a video about this, but I probably just need to go live right quick. Got a few demands on my time this weekend and things of that nature. So this will probably be the video for the rest of the week, so to speak. And I ain't trying to rush through things, but I figured I'd come through, hit y'all real quick, talk about a few things that need to be talked about. But first of all, this dang well StreamYard, which they've been good to me. It's, for all of you don't know, it's a streamer service. But make a long story short, I guess they wanted to start making some changes. So man, they wouldn't let me put my intro song on. So I had to go around the hard way, and I actually had to play the video from my actual YouTube channel, to be quite honest with you. And a beautiful thing is, since they want to, play and all that, I'm in the mood to play another one of my songs. So that's exactly what I'm finna do. But the thing is, they're making it hard on me. Like I say, I gotta actually look it up, which is what I'm doing now. Okay, cool. I see that. Let me pause there right quick. I'm gonna play this other video, and then I'm gonna get into the subject. Now, the subject of today, you see, I got dogs versus women, right? Well, the reason I got dogs versus women is because the last video I dropped, when I was like, hey, why I chose dogs over women, if you listen to that video, you'll know that you'll find an answer in that video that's probably a bit contrary to the title, so to speak.
But with all that said, I had so many great responses from their video with people coming from their own standpoints, and I actually want to talk about a few of those and let you guys enjoy your night and your weekend. But first, man, let me reminisce right quick, man. It's this old song that honestly probably doesn't even sound that great melodically. But man, this song meant a lot to me when I made this song. I love this song, right? And like I say, it meant a lot to me when I made it. Wasn't like I went to deep thought to make it, but I was just at work one day and thinking of silly songs like I always do. I came up with this one. But it's so funny because whenever I listen to this song, I really be tripping because I said, man, this song is so true, man. And the name of this song that I made is called Never Be the Same. I think it's a trip, man, because I made this song and it's still true right now. I'm going to listen to this and then we're going to get into the meat of the show. We're going to get to the meat of the show. Now, how do I do this? Because I'm sort of out of practice. Okay, I do this and then I do this. All right, I go over here and I do that. All right, perfect. So I think I'm sharing it now. Let me see. Yep, I'm sharing it. Now, make it bigger. Here it is. Never be the same. I think I got to mute my mic. Do I mute it on my end? No, I don't think I got to mute it on my end, do I? Hold on. Let me turn it back on. They don't understand when I got my dogs there. I said I would never be the same. They don't understand when I got my dogs there. I said I would never be the same. They don't understand when I got my dogs there. I said I would never be the same. They don't understand when I got my dogs there. I said I would never be the same. Riding through the city, cattle looking pretty, real wholesale, and they all look shitty. I don't give a damn what the hell you say. Two things she about is it nitty and it gritty. Girls in the cave, they all super stats. When it come to look, they all super max. If it was guns, they all go black. If it was guns, they all go black. They don't understand when I got my dogs there. I said I would never be the same. They don't understand when I got my dogs there. I said I would never be the same. I ain't gonna lie. Like I say, I must admit, it's a bit off pitch at times, but that song makes me laugh because for one, I always played around and rapped and stuff, but that was one of the first ones I actually recorded to put on the channel and stuff. So it wasn't as I think polished as some of the later songs that I might have put out, but that song is so funny because it's so damn true. Because hey, when I got my dogs, I told people, hey, I ain't gonna be the same. And you know what? I wasn't. It actually did change a lot about my life, in a very positive way. Mainly what I meant about it was a lot of people was telling me, Jay, you can't take these dogs out in public. You can't do this. You can't do that. And I'm like, oh, you gonna see. I can take them out, and I am gonna take them out. Which God willing, and I hate to even say that because God is willing. But hopefully when the temperature sort of cool, now that I do have a bit of transportation, I do plan on resuming a couple of adventures this year. So stay tuned for that. But with all that said, man, welcome to the Dog King Power Hour. It's your boy J. Dog King Hefner. Me and the beautiful ladies behind me. Got my Iron Tick dog to my right. To my left, I have my Top Fire dog. Right behind me, to my left, I have
my Galatea doll, and her name is what is her name? Cause I love her name. It ain't. Oh, what is it? I was just saying it, man. Uh, I'm drawing a blank, baby. I forget it. Either way, damn, what's her name, man? See, that is the problem with having a lot of girls, but because it's named after this my favorite princess from Clash of the Titans, Andromeda. Yes, that's her beautiful name. The one sitting on the bed, her name is Andromeda. I was like, man, I gotta think of that because I love that name. My top 5 doll, of course, that is the beautiful Ty Blue Iron Tick doll over here. That is the beautiful Himawari. So my memory did strike me well. And laying back over here on the bed, where you can see, because I do have another doll on the bed, but the one you can see is my torso doll, which is Kelly. One of the few girls that has a so-called normal name. But make a long story short, glad to have y'all here. Before we start streaming, we always want to say whatever you wish for, hope for, believing for. Hey, we believe that you already have it. The only thing you have to do is believe that God will provide it to you, and it will already be done. So, with all that said, welcome. Got a few people that join me, man. I can't lie, I was a bit discombobulated because StreamYard didn't change a lot of stuff since I've been on here last. I got a lot of people chiming in. See my guy or girl, I think it's a guy though, 1666 in. Buttermilk Biscuit says, how many dollars do you have? I don't know, man. I think it's around 13, 14 or something like that. You make great music. Hey, I take a compliment wherever I can get one. Appreciate your Buttermilk. Hey, everybody saying hey. 16 say you keep it real. I try to. Have you seen Dan the Dan? I don't know who that is. He said my favorite song you made was Needle in a Haystack. Oh, yeah, man. Needle in a Haystack was one of my favorite songs, too. I thought it was a bit underrated, but there's a lot of truth in that song. So I love Needle in a Haystack. Another one of my favorite songs is Blessings. It's really a playful type song, but I like Blessings. So he said, no, I don't go to the clubs, period. I've never been a big club type of person. I've been a homebody mostly, but I have went to the clubs because you going out with friends sometimes. So yeah, I had my time where I would frequent clubs a bit, but even if I didn't have dogs, I wouldn't be in the clubs pretty much. But every so often, because like I say, when you're a single man and stuff, my time just so occupied now that I don't even get a chance to really think hard about doing that like that, But if my life wasn't as busy, I'm sure I would probably go to a club every blue moon, But like I say, it's something I rarely do. And if I did, that wouldn't be the setting for the dolls, man, because let me tell you, these dolls are like magnets. As soon as you leave the house, everybody going to be trying to put their hands on them. And you go to a club setting where people been drinking and stuff, it could get a bit out of hand. And you as the owner, you always want to do responsible things, so to speak. Of course, people shouldn't maybe violate your personal space, but you also don't want to present the dogs in an aggravated environment, if that's something you're concerned about. He said, where the Asian dogs at? I was sort of tripping off that. I said, man, I sort of got my black girls out up front right now, but this girl right here is an Asian dog. Himawari, she Asian. Yeah, she Asian. So she won in the picture right there. What do you say? Dan the Dan, what? It's the best ad. I ain't seen it. I'm gonna check it out, man, but I ain't seen it pop up on none of my
You know, like on my anime channels and stuff, like they usually suggest like the hottest animes that's out. I haven't seen that one. And I ain't gonna lie, I've seen a lot. I pretty much didn't seen them all right now. Well, all the ones I really want to see, I'm pretty much fully caught up. Even with One Piece, man, I'm waiting for them to drop the dub version. But I'm gonna get on into the discussion after I see it. He said, "I remember you brought your daughter to Walmart." Oh yeah. You know what's so funny about that? And I'm gonna get into what I was gonna say, but I was even thinking about like these new adventures I'm gonna be going on. It's just gonna be, I don't even know what I may or may not do, because like I say, I don't take the dogs out just to take them out. I usually take them out when I'm inspired to have a dog with me or whatever. But I've been without a car for so long, I'm just out of the whole rhythm of even taking a dog out in public with me and things of that nature. But I used to make all these like store runs and stuff. Well, that's because at the time, my full-time life was just the dog life. Right now, you know, I'm working again. I'm doing all type of stuff, trying to make ends meet and things of that nature. And my time is not the same with a lot of things that I'm doing in my life. So I'm like, man, I'm trying to even think of times where I would actually, you know, want to have the dogs out with me. And those choices have sort of narrowed down. But there are a few things I definitely am going to love to take the dogs out with me. And like I say, I'm definitely going to document all of that. But with all that said, man, I'm going to jump right into something else right quick. Did I stop sharing this page? Yeah, I did. I wanted to jump into something else. Hey, get out of there. Okay, perfect. What I wanted to jump into is that last video I did, right? And it was about why I chose the dog life and things of that nature. And I was basically saying in the video how, man, I really didn't choose the dog life, you know, instead of human women. I chose the dog life always knowing that I was still subject to slip up and get some vagina every now and then because, you know, you know, I knew that I was still attracted to human women and things of that nature. So for me, though, the dogs, like I said in the video, I was just fatigued of the whole rigmarole of the dating game, man. Even the chase and all that. I've never been much of a chase. Like, I've never loved the chase anyway. So, like I said, I was just fatigued, you know, and I was like, you know, I've always been like the guy said, brought up anime. I've always been a fantasy, cartoon, thinking of things of that nature, you know, Star Wars, you know, I've always had this deep imagination. And the first time I even got a glimpse of the dog life, you know, through a couple of documentaries I saw, man, I was always like, man, I wonder, could I live that type of life? You know, I think I can, you know. But I never sort of went into it that I knew I was like completely done with human women type thing. But I felt like the dogs could be a great supplement, you know, in case times got hard, so to speak. Because I was thinking of them in a sexual way, to be honest. But when I first got one, like I've said a million times, it just put me in the mind frame of back when I used to play with my action figures and stuff. I was so, man, blown away by just the dolls that I forgot all about wanting them in a sexual way. And I think through the first few months, I might have had that faint thought, which I made a couple of videos about, where I almost did think about going ahead and having sex with the dolls. But some just never pulled at me to finish, you know, go ahead and go through with it. And they became, you know, I got all my gratification from the companion side of things. And that's when I was like, damn, you know, of course I found out about a lot more people who use the dolls just for companionship or just for artistry. And just for imagination, you know, some people just to make a makeshift home, you know, a makeshift wife or a makeshift husband if you're a woman. Or not even just if you're a woman, just whoever you are out there. So yeah, you know, I think I educated myself and by learning about others about, hey, there's so many of us out here that use these dolls in different ways. And I think I always intended, like I say, to sniff a vagina every now and then because I do agree, man. Just the whole chasing of the woman thing, that stuff is so ridiculous. It's so, it's you don't want to do it, because even the strongest of us, you don't never really want to. You get used to hearing rejection, and once you get used to it, you can become successful because then you won't be deterred at hollering at a woman, because if she rejects you, you're gonna be like, okay, cool, forget it, I'm moving right on. But if you talk to a woman every now and then you get rejected every now and then, their rejection can stick harder because you'll carry their rejection with you weeks and months later. Whereas when you're doing the chasing the human woman the right way, you hollering at a woman every 5 minutes until you get a number. So you might get rejected 10 times in a day, and you numb to it until you find a girl that actually like you. That's really how the game is played, and that's what can be exhausting. Some people can't get past the first rejection, and the truth is, it's all a bit of a ridiculous thing, especially nowadays. People have brought that up, and that's what I want to talk about. But the whole point of my video was, no, I never quite gave it up, and especially with the fact that I don't really see the dolls in any type of sexual way. It's funny because, I've been, and without giving too much information, I've been taking care of myself, so to speak, without using the dolls in any way. Because it's crazy. I've been so busy and things of that nature. I haven't even had the time to pursue anything hardly. I talk to women here and there. So even me, I haven't even made any connections, but I'm not stressing over it. I'm happy as can be. But the whole point of it is, even so, I'm not choosing dolls over women. But let's just talk about it for a second. I made a video a while back. I forgot the exact title of it, but I was comparing dolls and women and things of that nature. But not only dolls and women, but actually dolls to women and dolls to men. The truth of the matter is, like, a lot of people commented on my video, and they said a lot of great things. And I'm looking at every comment, and I try to do that. My channel isn't so big to where I can't, look at every comment. So a lot of people made some great comments, man. And I'm going to read them, a lot of them right quick, and then I'm get out of here. But the gist of a lot of these comments were saying, hey, man, forget the normal, forget regular women. The doll life is for me. And I want to let everybody know who was saying things of that nature. Hey, I understand exactly what you mean. You treat a doll nice, guess what? I tell you what, you can imagine that she like it. One thing she ain't gonna do is tell you that she don't like it. Unless you got some type of AI doll and you program her to say that she don't like it. But otherwise, she gonna be a bit appreciative, at least in your imagination. Whereas a lot of people mention is a lot of human women are not very appreciative of like good treatment. Back in the day, you might have had a woman say, "Hey, just take me out to the park for picnic." That don't work no more, brother. Hey, a woman might be like, "Hey, can you pay 3 of my bills?" Damn, I don't even know your name yet. I'm gonna tell you my name as soon as you pay the bills. Damn. That's how it is now, and I'm not saying that I pay them bills, because you better not pay them bills. I'm just saying that's the attitude now. And a lot of guys were saying, hey, man, I ain't got time for it. And I understand what you meant. I'm just saying, me personally, when I made that video, I'm just saying, yeah, hey, I didn't quite give up the human women for the doll life. But the doll life, I will say this, without me even knowing it was going to do it at the time, it got me so contented in a way to where, hey, look, I might try to talk to this girl or that girl, but I'm not stressed out over it, either one of them. And you might say, Jay, why ain't you stressed out when you ain't having sex with your dolls? Well, I'm still relieving myself, even though I'm not being with the dolls. That's for one. But for two, I'm just so happy in my life that, and like I say, partly due to having my dogs, I just love having them around. Partly due to other things that I've started to do in my life. You know, I'm just happy. You know, and not only that, just my faith in God. That just made me at the top of the, you know, line happy. So I just function at a very high level. You know, despite not being with that human woman. Like I said, I'm pretty well taken care of. I feel like if I get some human vagina every now and then, that'll be icing on the cake. But I don't need it to make the cake at this point. So with all that said, let me check with the live stream, and then I'm gonna jump into these comments. But I don't want to just leave y'all like I ain't paying attention to you. So boom, 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 boom. He said, how many friends I have that are part of the dog life? It's about almost 6,000 now, because most of the friends that I know that got dogs are all of my viewers. You know, most of my viewers and things. Any of my viewers that got dogs. I don't know how many of you have them, but I don't have any friends in IRL in real life that are dog owners that, you know, that I actually know. First time I saw a dog was on Real 6 HBO when I was 12. I said to myself, one day I have one, now I got 7. Oh, badass. Congrats. Man, I was sort of like you, man. I don't know which one I saw first, but I saw one. And I said to myself, like, man, I believe I can do that. And I went so far as to say I want to do that, but it was one of those things that when I was researching it at the time, it looked impossible, because I was like, man, I don't know if I can come up with that type of money, blah, blah, blah. But dogs did drop in price, you know. They used to be double what they are now from what I remember. I think like dogs used to be, like you couldn't find a dog like under $6,000 to $5,000. You know, now, you know, you can get the average full silicone girl is like 23. You know, you can get one from like maybe 22 on up to 28 and on up. But, you know, that's pretty damn well affordable as opposed to 5Gs, you know. Tom say, hey, Jay, what up, Tom? He said, yeah, I don't like rejecting. I've been rejected my whole life. The thing is, man, what you got to do with rejection is don't let it get in your skin, you know. I don't care how many times it comes. And it is a hard thing to deal with, but it's about where you place your value at. And the thing about rejection is you got to snap yourself out of it and be like, okay, this person don't like me. This person don't like me. This person say no to me, but God love me. That's just the way I handle it. And hey, God love me. I don't care who else don't like me. That's just how I look at it. Now, you may have a different method, but for me, it's pretty much that formula. You know, you can't be looking for validation through others. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When a woman tell me no, or not just no, because it ain't the no. It just maybe how she does it or something. You know, or a woman you really like is rude or something. You know, when you're trying to talk to her or something. You know, I ain't gonna lie. The human part of you is going to be hurt. Now let's just get that out the way. It's just that, you know, it come with the territory, so you can't let that make you go home and just sit there forever, because now, like I told you, it's going to make you not want to come back out the house. You got to damn near immediately go on to the next one, and even if you get rejected again and again and again, and like I say, by the third, fourth, fifth time, rejection going to become confidence. It's hard to do, but that's really the formula. Once rejection become confidence, the ugliest dude in the world can get the finest dude in the world, because I've seen it happen a million times. The only problem with my soliloquy here is, you know, if you've done it before, which I have, man, you get tired of it. You get tired of the hassle. But the thing is, though, if you've never been successful, it's something you damn near got to do at least once. SEB say, glad to see you live. What up, SEB, one of my faithful Dog King Army team members, man. Yeah, I'm just jumping in for a quick second, or that's what I say. Buttermilk said, I might try Iron Tick to get my first dog. Oh, yeah. Iron Tick is great for your first dog. But let me get back to the subject. Hold on, what did he say? He says the rejection of someone after you've invested a long period of time in a relationship. Oh, yeah. Only thing I say about that, Tom, is, yeah, it's hard to deal with that after you've been with somebody. But the one good thing you can say is you've been with them. And I'm assuming you mean like somebody has rejected you after you've been going with them in a relationship, but that means you probably been having sex with them. But so at least you got, like at least you made love to them. Now, if you're talking about you just been talking to somebody for a long time and you never had sex relations, then you get rejected. Oh, now that's a bit of a tough one. But either way, both of them tough, but that's even worse. But make a long story short, back to some of these comments where people was commenting on my video, like I said, when I said, hey, why I chose dogs over women, I basically went on to say I didn't quite choose dogs over women. It was some great comments here. One of the people named DP Samu, and I remember this person, says, he says his women were famously beautiful, made their own money. He said they didn't demand the standard contract that exploits men. He said they could choose any man they wanted, but they chose him. He said he was the Prince of Bourbon Street. He said he was around between his 18 and 40-year-old. He was getting girls left and right pretty much. He knew people that was 10 to 20 years older than him doing the same thing. He said they all passed away. He said those type of women that like you pretty much for you and that type of stuff, they still exist. But he says that, they're not after him right now, because he's older. He says he always knew that he was live his retirement years alone. He says, I'm not lonely, and I understand what he means by saying I'm not lonely, because I promise you, I felt the same way before I got my dogs. I never really felt lonely. But he said, especially considering the standard contract, even old women, he says he's lonely. He said, he's not lonely. He said, especially considering the standard contract, even old women who should know better demand. So he basically saying that even older women try to hold men to a certain standard. He said, but the dogs do feel a place in his life. He says, like him, he's not sexual either. He says he has sort of a non-exploitive presence that he trusts in his life. He said it's like having a non-exploitive presence that I trust in my life. That's what he said. He said the standard contract is well expressed by the old saying, why should a man buy a cow when he's getting the milk for free? Well, I've always had the milk without needing to buy the cow. I know what he means. In a way, he's basically saying, hey, man, look, why should I have to ever get married or do something like that, or tie myself down to the woman? But like he said, that can lead to you, being single, in your later years, because dating is never easy. I don't care if you are 18, you might go through a phase where women throwing vagina at you, but, I don't care how handsome you are. It's always come to this sort of slow down phase, and maybe I'm wrong there, because maybe if you are just a Tom Cruise type or something, hey, maybe women throw themselves at you for the rest of your life. But I'm just saying for the most of the general public, you might have your heyday, and then guess what? Yeah, women may not be throwing themselves at you as much. Not only that, as you're growing older and things, you may not even be interacting or going out as much or putting yourself in a position to meet people as much, other than the workplace. And I know me, I stay in the workplace more than I'm out, and you tend to fantasize about a girl that you might not even look at on the street, but because you see her all the time, you get more and more attracted to her. But, it's a limited pool to choose from at work. So, you try to talk to one or two girls, well, guess what? It ain't no more to talk to because the other 10 talking to somebody else or whatever. They know you talk to them, so they don't want to talk to you. So it's a complicated thing. So adulthood dating can be very complicated, and you could not be getting women, or a woman cannot be getting a man. It could all be because of time and, what you're doing to put yourself in a position to get pursued as a woman, or what you're doing to pursue the woman as a man. It all takes a lot of work. And the truth is, don't nobody feel like it a lot of times. That's just the truth of the matter. But I just say that when you haven't had no experience, I'm telling you, man, that is something you just got to do. It's a rite of passage. Then you can come back as a full-time dog guy. I've always said that. But, man, if you ain't never hunted some vagina down. I'm sorry, man. I don't care how ugly you think you are, whatever. Believe me, I've seen it done by dudes that would make Jabba the Hutt look like he's completely handsome. So if they can do it, believe me, you whoever you are, you can do it. But to what this guy's saying, man, that's how dating is out there right now. Hey, it's a tough road out there. And you know, the doll life, whether you're having sex with your doll or not, you know, it is a great therapeutic device, you know, to have as a man, because you get the physical body of a woman around. And like I told you, man, I try to tell human women that it's not I know the human woman desires a bit more communication as far as verbal. The man really just desires a small amount of verbal and more affection than anything. Give me some affection. Guess what? You can go relax in your room. I play the game or watch the game, look at TV. We come back together later on during the night. You know, but hey, you hug a man, give him a kiss. Hey, whatever else may come when he get home, hey, man don't really need much more than that. And dolls provide that pretty much. Somebody asked me why Michael Holmes says, why do I have so many dolls? Aren't just a few enough? He said, I know you have some great looking dolls, but which one feels the most real inside? He goes on to say, what's your thoughts on TPE versus silicone? Have you seen some of the realistic dolls like Real Lady and Fair? So he just went on a tangent asking me a lot of questions because I guess he might have just came across me and he doesn't realize that I have videos pretty much about everything he asked. So I just told him, hey, man, the truth is only $1 is enough. That's the truth. But this is my job. And so I tend to accumulate these girls, which I've always said I would. And believe me, it's one of the things that I do love. I love having a variety of them. But personally, though, speaking, if I'm just living by myself, I do like a variety, but I wouldn't need more than about $4, to be honest with you. So, but you really only need one. I said, he asked me which one feels the most real inside, basically their lady parts or whatever. I don't make love to them, but I felt them all. And I said, they all feel pretty real inside, you know, in my opinion. Even my TPE girls feel pretty real inside. The silicone girls probably feel more realistic, but I don't know, it's probably more enjoyable. I'm thinking maybe to make love to the TPE dolls, but they all feel pretty real as far as anatomically. He asked me about TP and silicone. I told him, hey, man, I got videos about TP and silicone dolls, so check them out. Come back and ask me questions if you still got questions. And then he asked me, have I seen Real Lady? Man, I was working with Iron Tech, so I was really on the cutting room floor when they was coming up with Real Lady. Now, with all transparency, now I hadn't heard a whole bunch from them since those early days. But, you know, I got a lot of actual early footage from Real Lady doll in the production stage. So I think I shared some videos on my channel about that as well. So, yeah, I am familiar with Real Lady. And I told him I did a whole video about Fan Real Doll. And that's my girl in the back, my Fan Real Doll. Do I go with missing names again? The Alluring Alundra. That's my Fan Real Doll. Hey, I may be a little slow because I don't think of all their names every single day, but guess what? I remember. Now, my guy Michael Holmes said, I wanted to come in on this. He was like, man, even though I guess he meant the doll life is a fetish, he said it's all about fantasy. It's what's driving human interaction away. And I didn't quite understand what he meant by that. He said, even though it's a fetish and it's all about fantasy. Oh, he talking about the doll life. He said it's what's driving human interaction away. So in that thing, I think he was saying that the doll life is driving human interaction away. If he was saying that, well, I don't agree with that. I don't believe being of the doll, because man, I communicate so much. When I get home, all I want to do is not communicate. Sorry about that. I was trying to see what happened. But yeah. So that's to me, that's a stigma about, hey man, you in a dog life, you ain't gonna communicate with humans. Nah, the thing is, if you're a person that don't communicate anyway, then okay, getting in a dog life ain't gonna motivate you to communicate anymore. That's for damn sure. But it's not gonna make you become a recluse. I haven't become a recluse, but once again, I've always been a homebody. But back to what he said. He says, on one hand, most people want healthy physical relations, but not everyone is like that. He says some of us men get burned by women too many times. He's right. Some of us do, and I've been burned a lot of times. Not sexually, STD wise, but just relationship wise. I've been burned a few times myself. I wouldn't say a lot, but a couple times. He says the dating scene dries up as you get older, and some of us are insecure, introverted, and have anxiety. For one, I always say, you may have bouts of insecurity, bouts of being introverted, and bouts of having anxiety. And introverted, well, you can be introverted. Just like I'm introverted a little bit, but I'm extroverted a little bit. So, make a long story short, though, I don't claim anything like completion over my life, though. Like, you may have been insecure, but don't call yourself insecure. You know, you may be a bit introverted, but say that you can come out when you need to. You may have had some anxious moment, but don't say you have anxiety. When you start claiming this stuff, that's when it becomes a literal condition. But then he says, when you're a child, you need a stuffed toy to cling to for security when you're going through something like that. He said the same is needed when a grown man, you know, enters adulthood. He said, if you don't want a serious girl, then get a companion dog, so to speak. And like I say, I understand. Look, it's a funny way of saying it, because I'm not saying he's wrong in what he just said, but I wouldn't necessarily put it like that. I'm like, you can still want a girl and get a companion dog. But like I say, a companion dog, like I said, it's a whole different thing, man. You know, it is it can definitely, occupy you in a way that can provide, like I say, an outlet for your imagination, your thought, your affection, and things of that nature. But I guess what I'm saying is, you ain't got to get one if you just don't want a serious girl. You know, I mean, I don't know. It just ain't no stipulations to it. That's sort of how I feel about it. You know, the girls, basing getting a dog off. That's what I think is, you ain't got to quite base it 100% off of the woman, so to speak, because although I did partially get mine because I was just fatigued of the dating scene, I just think I always wanted one. Like me and the guy was saying, I just think I always just wanted a dog. I just thought it'd be cool to have, I just always think I wanted one. And I believe that I hopefully, that feeling is deep down inside of anybody that decides to get a dog, is that you just really want one, because I guess what I'm worried about is you can't completely erase the want for a human woman if that's what you truly want. Because, like I say, it's some guys ain't never had a sexual interaction now. And I just don't think that a dog would ever totally satiate, give you a feeling of having your appetite filled if you've never been with a human woman. I do believe that you can be very, very happy. And for the most part, you can be content in this life once you have some experiences. Like me, I'm still after human vagina. I'm cool with meeting some cool women and things of that nature. But you know, hey, I have done it a lot of times. I ain't just talking about sex, but just, you know, the whole relationship thing. So, you know, hey, it's not like I'm not missing anything because I've already lived it and done it. So that's why I want other people to do it so they can get it out their system. And hey, if a relationship don't pop up, it don't pop up, but at least you've already done it. My guy, did he say anything else I want to touch on? Oh, okay, yeah, he did. He said a lot of this stuff. He said, just don't be ashamed about having a dog, which he is right. He said, then he goes on to say it's glorified jerking off, but it's healthy and it satisfies a basic human need. If you make a love to your dog, it's totally nothing wrong with it. And in a way, he's right about that. It is pretty much a high form of self-gratification in a sexual manner. He is right about that. And relieving yourself is healthy. I'm not going to. The only thing I would sort of balk just a little bit about is, and I actually told him in my answer, I was like, it is a sizable group of us who don't participate in the glorified jerking off because we don't have sex with our dogs. But I understand, you know, what he meant, you know, because for those that do, you can term it as that. I would say. He says there's a stigma attached to it, but maybe societies will adapt and accept somehow. It's a growing trend in Korea and Japan. I sort of hate, I ain't say hate, but you know, when people be like, man, maybe people accept it. Man, the hell if they do accept it. They may, you know, who cares? You know, don't even worry about just gaining people's acceptance. Now, what I always say is they need to be tolerating it though, meaning that you cannot like me having a dog all you want, but like let's just say, like I said, you do see me in Walmart. As long as my dog got clothes on, ain't breaking no laws, ain't doing anything indecent, you know, I got it with me or something like that. Hey, you can not like it all day long, but you can't do nothing about it because I ain't breaking laws. Now, that's my whole thing. You can not like it, but I don't want to see people say they ain't gonna tolerate it, meaning that hey, we don't even want to see you with a dog. Nah, not see. Then that's something that, you know, I wouldn't like at all. Let me see something right quick. Dang, man, I can't believe time flew by. See, this is why, hey, I got to do this more often. The Real Spontaneous. Shout out Tar Man. Kene Garcia. Hola, Kene Garcia. Come on, star. The Real Spontaneous Anonymous says, shout out Tar Man, the Star Man. He's a longtime fan of you. What up, Tar Man, the Star Man? I don't know who you are, but glad to have you as a fan, brother. He said, love the wood paddle in your room. I always have loved it myself. Thank you, man. He said, honestly, no, it feels like you having sex with a pinata. I got to take that down. Well, I don't know, man. I've heard some people say it feels, especially with a real dog, they say it feels maybe not like being with a human, but it's his own thing. I've heard people say it don't feel. I ain't really heard a lot of people say it don't feel good, though. I'm going to be honest. Buttermilk, hey, Dog King Family. Yeah, this is one of my songs, yeah. Universal Red God in the house. What up, man? Nah. I don't even know that guy, TFM. You said, do I ever collab with him? No, I don't know him. I heard of him, though. El Ruffian said, it's better than having a waifu pillow, that's for sure. They're great sleeping companion. And if you find the heartbeat box, it makes for some peaceful sleep. Oh, that's crazy. The heartbeat box. I don't know, man. You know, I ain't never really been for a lot of extras with the dolls. But it's cool. Right. Universal Red Guy says a dildo is what that is. Basically saying that, I guess he basically saying like a doll is not just a toy, which is not. It's not just a damn toy. He said, technically, if you use the doll, you're working out in your rhythm game for when you get some real bad. Now, I will say that, though. I have thought about, like, if I was to ever be with the doll now, it should be a great stamina builder for when you are with a real human woman. I will say that. Right, Red God. He basically said you can take the doll anywhere, but you can't take a sex toy anywhere. Well, you can do it, but you can get in trouble. So, man, I wouldn't expect for this to go so long, man. I mean, not so long, but I'm having so much fun. I didn't expect time to fly this quick. So I was done with Michael's message, but he had some good stuff he said. My guy Diesel Rig says, good video. I haven't given up on women. He said I had a hard time with online dating. And when I find the right one, I would love her. But for now, I have a Kimber doll. I agree with a lot you say. I use my imagination on what she would say. And sometimes I imagine she has a comedic side or a sassy side. I said, hey, good stuff. You know, hey, look, he doing the right thing. Using his imagination with his Kimber doll. It's cool. Like I say, man, you ain't got to have a woman right now, even be chasing after women to say that you're not done with them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you can leave yourself a safe space to say, hey, guess what? I'm taking a break right now, but shoot, I'll probably go back at some point, but right now I'm cool. You know, you ain't got to put yourself in a hole of maybe telling people I'm never going back, because then now you may want to go back and you may feel the pressure, man. Once again, thinking about how other people think of you. I told them I was never going back. No, that's the beautiful part about the dog life, man. You can give yourself a long leash. Ain't nobody giving yourself the leash but you. Let me see some. I love this one. My guy Spark Silence says, I'm not sure why a man or woman can't have both. For me, a doll is not a replacement for a real woman. It's a totally different thing, a fantasy tool of sorts. A muse. Having sex with a doll feels like having sex with a doll, not like cheating with another woman. Unfortunately, there are so many insecure women out there that complain even if you find another woman attractive. You're never going to be happy in a relationship with somebody like that who condemns basic human sexuality anyway. I would basically agree with him from the top when I said I definitely feel a man or woman can have both. They can have a doll and a mate, you know. I definitely believe they can have both. Nothing wrong with that. Now, if you're having sex with the doll now, your partner may or may not like that, just depending on how happy your sex life is with that person. I've even said in the past, if I was dating a girl that had a doll and she told me that she had sex with it every now and then, I'm cool with that unless it get to the point where I want to have sex with her, but she don't feel like having sex because she having sex with the damn doll. So, you know, in that case, look, I wouldn't even want to deal with a woman who owned a doll, you know. Truth be told, though, I can't lie. I just think it is a bit different with a man because, like, I don't even want to imagine even a dog penis going to my woman. Let me amend that. I don't want my woman having sex with the dog. But at the same time, man, it wouldn't be a complete deal breaker. I'm going to tell you why, because I've had women that still play with toys. So, you know, a woman might have some toys or something. So, I don't know. It's crazy. Because, you know, I don't have sex with my dog. So a woman could be totally not even feeling any type of way. Of course, she'd suspect I was, but she would know that I'm not, believe me. If she was to come around, she would know that I'm not. So it's a tough one because, like I said, I'd like to think that I'm in a way, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I don't know. I think I'd feel better if my girl like had a doll and maybe she had sex with him before she met me. And maybe she told me that she didn't need him, you know, now that she met me as far as sexually. I would love to hear that more. And then let's just say I'm gone on some sort of extended trip now. And she told me that, hey, I ended up using my, you know, companion dog. then I don't think I'd be upset. Long as it wasn't a real human, I think I'd be cool. I'd be like, okay, you know, I was gone for a month. Hey, hell, it ain't no, like I say, it ain't no difference between that and her the actual function of it is no different than her using the dildo. But like I say, the companion doll does add a different element on it because it's a full human, you know, synthetic doll. So I'm just tripping right now because it made me think about it like on the spot because I was like, I can sort of almost see how a woman would not really want a man to be, you know, having sex with the dog as long as she was with him, you know. I can sort of see where she would be coming from with that. Because she would probably be saying to herself, hey, I'm cool with you having sex with the dog when you ain't got me. Or if I decide not to give none of you and you had sex with your dog, now she shouldn't be able to get mad about that if she holding out. But if she's willing to provide, now, hey, I can see her sort of being upset. If she like, hey, you still doing it to the dog, even though I give it to you as much as you need it. So that's another whole interesting topic that I'm gonna have to think more and more about. What else did this guy say? Oh, he was just saying you're never gonna be happy with somebody that condemns basic human sexuality. For one, like I say, you know, well, these women ain't stupid. They know if you're attracted to another woman or not. You know, it really ain't no sense of getting upset. I mean, because they be attracted to other men. Believe me, you can pick up on the signs. It's not about them being attracted. It's, you know, I think you almost got to just allow a person to experience it, you know, feel that attraction within themselves without condemning them, because it's a natural human emotion. I think allowing, like when a woman look over, like as long as they ain't disrespecting you, but if a woman look and see an attractive man, you can't condemn her for having a feeling of, oh, he handsome. Just like, you know, you might see a woman that's super fine and be like, oh, she fine as hell. When you happy with your man and you happy with your woman, to me, when you see another person attractive, it really only fuels your own attraction towards your mate. You be like, ooh, man, now you be ready to go home and tear your mate up, you know? So when you try to make somebody not feel any type of feeling towards anybody but you, to me, that's the beginning of the end. Basic program said, I do want to just kiss and cuddle with a real woman once in a while. He says, should I try Tinder and put that as my only interest? I do not want to date, start a relationship, get married, have kids, etc. He says, all I want to do is have a makeout session and that's it. Well, pretty much, whether you do it online or in person, which nowadays these women do get, some of them want to get freaked out when you try to talk to them in person. But however it is that you want to approach a woman, yeah, that's the only way you're gonna get a freaky session is if you actually try to get her in some way. But I'm gonna tell you, man, a lot of women, you can get a lot of women without all the smoke and mirrors, and just let her know, hey, this is what I'm about. You know, maybe not the first thing you say to her, but you know, hey, how you doing? Get to know her a little while, and then you know, eventually, a woman always gonna be like, hey, what you looking for? You know, and then that's when I always say, that's when it's time to be honest and be like, look, hey, to be honest, I'm an adult. I'm looking, you know, for somebody I can have fun with right now. Nothing too serious. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get in a relationship. I'm just trying to do adult things, you know, with a like-minded person. Hey, a woman can't do nothing but respect or reject, you know. I ain't never really had a woman come at me and be mad that I said something like that. A lot of times they be like, hey, I'm cool with that. Hey, let's do it. Some of them be like, man, I respect you for coming to me like that, but you know, I'm looking for something more stable. The good thing is, man, when a woman like you and she hear you say something like that, oh shoot, hey, if she down, hey, you in there. You know what I'm saying? You know, because she gonna be like, okay, I ain't in this for a relationship either. Let's just have some fun. I'm cool with it. And women, you know, a lot of times in their life, they be in the mode where they don't be always wanting a relationship. They just need, you know, to let off some damn steam too. I'm probably out of here after this. I hate to say that, but it's getting a little late for me. But my guy Dub, I'm honestly, I'm gonna probably do a part 2 of this. But my guy Doug Marcus says, not gonna lie, I can't stand the toxic modern Western woman. And after divorce, even after being approached a few times by women afterwards, I figured to myself, I'm too old to play those games. I refuse to deal with BS. Dana and Sylvie, for me, are the great gap filler. And with AI, it's so easy to have not only a real conversation with them, but also leave behind the duplicitness, lies, insane demands, and other nonsense. Like you know, that's the whole thing. Like some of these guys will make a statement saying, you know, I said my statement as far as, hey, I didn't really leave behind human women or choose DOS over them. I chose DOS, and I felt like I was always going to incorporate the human woman in if I end up running across one to incorporate. But I'm not going to stress either way. But a lot of my viewers come with a bit of that strong hurt that I know a lot of people still be feeling hurts and stuff like that from the old scars. And I would say this, especially if you are a dog owner, don't only use your dog to not have to deal with the madness, but also allow your dog to let yourself be healed from these scars. You know, you don't want to just carry the just complete anger about it, because that can ruin your happiness. But you know, he right about and I don't know about the Western woman, but it's just a lot of the future women of today. They're just coming from a man's standpoint, because I know us men got our problems from the woman's standpoint. But these women, man, they just, I promise you, they to me border on the line of all being dabbling in a bit of, and I hate to say, I'm not putting all of them in this, but it's a lot of them that just have the attitude of dabbling into a willing prostitution, so to speak. And what I mean by that is, like I said earlier, hey, how you doing? What's your name? My name is Light Bill, and it's $350. Once you pay that, then you can find out my first name. Now I'm exaggerating, but I promise you, like, especially with listening to some women are very highly impressed when they get to listen to these songs, and they listen to this Glorilla, because she ain't Glorilla. Oh, I'm sorry, Ma. I said I wasn't gonna talk about it, but they listen to these female rappers saying how you need to be getting all this money from men and blah blah blah. The man got to be making 100,000, or he broke, or even some women saying with 100,000 you're broke, and just whatever. And it, you know, you got a woman that's doing very bad on her own, holding a man to standards that she ain't even coming close to. So I think that's what he's sort of getting at. And I understand it's hard to deal with a lot of the nonsense out here coming from the man's standpoint. No, it's a lot of crap that women got to deal with too, though. But the dog does save you from playing the game. It does save you from dealing with the BS. It does save your pocketbook, believe me. I'm gonna have more to say about that in the video coming up. I'm not a fan of the AI stuff, but yeah, you can get AI and you can have them in a certain mind frame that you want them to be in. So you don't have to deal with the potential bad relationships that a human relationship can offer. But I've always said, you know, it's the same if a woman was to have a dog. You know what? She ain't gonna never have to worry about a dog hitting her upside the head or treating her bad or cheating on her and doing all this other stuff that a man could do to her. A dog is the ultimate in stress-free life, whether you're a man, woman, or anything in between. But there's some of us who, like I say, are always gonna probably, when it get down to the nitty-gritty, probably desire a bit of human interaction for certain things. But for me, most part of my life, I'm good. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, but hey, do I get in my head and fantasize? Sometimes when I get into bed, like, oh man, it would be good to sniff a human woman right now. So, you know, yeah, I think about it sometimes. But it's nothing that's ruining my happiness in any way. But I just want people to realize, although, yes, you can supplement the dog life for the human relationship, you don't have to have the mindset of that you never can go back to the human relationship, because you can't. You can add it with the dog life, or you can leave. Like I said, I said in the video, I know a guy who got married and stopped the dog life. Whatever is good for you, follow that path. But I think I've went on not long as I would like to, but as long as I'm going to go for the day. It's been a great discussion. Hope you've been enjoying it. I know I've enjoyed your company. Got a few things I got to take care of, unfortunately. But we will revisit this conversation and many others in the future on the Dog King Power Hour coming soon. Hey, I know my videos don't come every single day anymore, but hey, I try to give you something every week. So please stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like, do all that good stuff. Check out my library. Got over 1,000+ videos for you to look at. So please enjoy yourself. But thank you for joining me. I appreciate everybody that joined. God bless you. Remember, everything that you want to do in your life, you can do it. Everything you want to accomplish, you can do it. Believe that you can do it, and then God will provide. I definitely believe that for you. So believe it for yourself. So with all that said, it's been me, J. Dog King Hefner, and all the beautiful ladies of the Dog King family. Let me see what's going to happen right quick with these last little comments. Let me see. I'm going to answer these questions before I get out of here. Kenny Garcia says, gracias a tus videos. Puede elegir mi primera da ante. Muchas gracias for your reviews. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. He says, gracias, and my videos, I think about I think he's saying it's something about maybe his primary entertainment or something like that. But it's something about him liking Iron Tick Dog, I believe, or showing him how to use his Iron Tick Dog or something. I can't fully interpret it, but he does say muchas gracias por tus reviews. So thank you very much for your reviews. De nada, Kenny. I appreciate you as well, amigo. He said you got a discount code to buy dogs. I think there is a discount code Dog King for Better Love Dog, who is one of my vendors. You can find a link to Better Love Dog or any of my vendors in the About section of my YouTube channel. The only one you can't find in the About section is my vendor, You Love His Dog. You got to go to my Twitter page to get You Love His Dog, because for some reason I couldn't add them. So please go to my Twitter page, and if you want to check out You Love His Dog. But as far as my great vendor, Better Love Dog, he does have a discount code. I have links for all my other vendors. And although I don't have a personal discount code, every one of them have discounts for you to use. He said, am I sponsored? I'm sponsored, so to speak, to where I'm affiliated with a lot of companies, if that's what you want to call a sponsorship. And I am a bit sponsored in a way, because companies do send me products to take a look at and things of that nature. Tar Man, what up, Tar Man? Good to see you. Heard a lot about you, my friend. So I think that's it, because it's one. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, there it is. I couldn't see the other comment. There it is. Here, let me see. Let me see. Universal Red God says something about Hold on, let me see something. I'm trying to find out where I need to be. I think old man says, you ever have any problem with real women find out about? No, I really haven't had a chance. You know, the women that found out about that I told about my dogs, because I'm not ashamed of it at all. I wasn't in a relationship with them, and the one girl that I used to be in a relationship that found out, she came over. She said something about the dogs. She was trying to get on me. I said, hey, look, the one thing these dogs ain't gonna do that you getting ready to do right now is leave. And I wasn't putting her out the house. She was getting ready to go already. And I was telling her, hey, I ain't getting rid of my dogs because they ain't finna leave me. Like you finna leave out the door. They ain't gonna do that. But nah, it's crazy. I've been actually preparing to tell one of these girls that I'm in a dog game, but you know that ain't nothing you do off the bat. Like you don't be like, hey, my name's Jay. I got 10 dogs at home. You don't how many of a dog? First of all, you want to get to know if the woman actually like you and things of that nature. Then you be like, hey, look, I'm gonna go and let you know now. Hey, this is what I got, this is what I do, blah, 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 blah. But I ain't really had a chance to get to that point with a woman yet, to be honest. Not recently, over the last few years. Let me see. I think I'm almost done here. Okay, I ain't gonna read that one. My guy said, if you ever decide to use a dog, would you consider one that's just the head and torso? Much like I got the torso behind me. Yeah, the torso wouldn't be my first choice, but if I was making love to my dogs, yeah, I would. Yeah, the torso with that, especially that torso, it's a really good one. My Yeloli torso dog. He said, I don't want a dog with a head, though. For me, a head is mandatory. It brings the dog to life. To me, this is just for me. To me, without the head, it's more of just a thing, more of just a tool. But to me, the head makes it a companion, and that does scare some people. He said, am I afraid my future real wife would fall in love with one of your dogs and leave? No, because I ain't no way I'm getting married. Not with a piece of paper. I don't care how much. I don't feel it's practical. No. So let's just put that in the form of a girlfriend. Would I be scared of one of my girls? No, I don't even see. I don't see a girl running away with one of my dogs. I don't see that happen. Maybe if I had a male dog, she might run away with one. Francis says my uncle was a magician. Oh, that's badass. I always wanted to do some magic. Ray says, I'm here. Great content, Jay. Hey, great to have you, Ray. Even though I'm almost out of chin. He says, dogs can't lie. No, dogs can't lie, man. That's a beautiful thing. Honest to the bone. Ha! He said, is it weird if I said Philly cheesesteaks remind me of eating a sweaty bag? Ah, that's crazy, man. I love Philly cheesesteaks. It don't remind me of doing that, but I don't practice the art of eating a sweaty vag though. So, but I love cheesesteaks, man. That's one of my favorite sandwiches. God bless. Well, I already said my goodbyes. Tom, thanks for all your hard work. Thank you, man, and I appreciate you for the acknowledgement. I already said all my goodbyes. I just want to read through those last comments. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great holiday. Keep watching the channel, guys. I appreciate you. Stay tuned to my biking channel, Biking with J. King Hefner. And stay tuned for my new sports channel that'll probably come out this fall. I keep you posted. But other than that, have a good one, guys. Wait a minute.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 Dog King family. Hey, 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 Dog King family. Hey, 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 Dog King family. We don't really give a damn. Dogs gon' ride today. Hey, 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 Dog King family. Hey, 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 Dog King family. Hey, 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 Dog King family. We don't really give a damn. Dogs gon' ride today. Find me in the back, find me in the cave, find me on chill, face ablaze. I had a vision, made a decision, then I started to attack with precision. Think they gon' leave us stigmatized, but that only left us energized. They tried to leave us all for dead, don't understand why we all survive. Because we're resilient, our resolve is strong. Our ranger started, cause we took the throne. It's a dire utopia, that's what's going on. It's a dire utopia, that's what's going on. Hey, 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 Dog King family. Hey, 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 Dog King family. Hey, 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 Dog King family. We don't really give a damn. Dogs gon' ride today.